to another fun-filled morning on Legends TV. I'm a co-host, John Winnell, and I'm going to introduce Karsten Rathke, who's all the way from Munich. And then later in the show, I'm going to do some poetry with Karsten, and we're going to have folk music with Daryl Knott and some film talk with Marlo Roberson. Take it away, Karsten.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, DMC, and the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhousetv.
You are the man.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
Welcome to the Rehab Center located at 2025 Brentwood Road in Brentwood, New York. At the center we offer chiropractic services, acupuncture, and physical therapy. We take most major medical, no-fault, and workers' comp insurance. If you need these types of services, contact the offices at 631-234-4949. That's 631-234-4949.
Stretching under sedation.
Okay, here we go. This is called Venus Passing for a Moment in Front of the Sun. Glare of twilight, bright white cloud covering radiant tips, rose and golden hued, as the quiet passing of an orb across the face of eternity. A firestorm exploding as the chrysalis of afternoon migrates towards the bloody wings of an emerging evening. A dancer shaking arms, legs, belly, majestic while music rolls as waves of light or water falling, capturing moments while we forget the cool, sweet scent of time evaporating. All desires, disappointments, passing in an instant, in an otherwise unruly and disinterested universe. Rivers wanted. Wooden holes sleep within inebriated sorrows, lying along sandy beaches. The quiet desperation of age and possibility forgotten. Reminders of what could have been, left unfinished in the blanched heat. Time, that quixotic mistress, dances in moonlight. Conquests and failures starve away hours submerged in illusion, while sails are lifted and ships enter the harbor, waiting for rivers to carry them away. Building. Cranes, ladders, shovels dig trenches, cement covered, passed over. The basis of it all, a starting point. Trucks grind and hammers blare as hornets vomit paper to insulate their dark holes. The air is thick with moisture. It hurts to breathe as ensnared cobras curl their dry bodies and water and light drizzle through the emerging complex. Perhaps this is the spot where everything begins. The place we once watched meteors scrape the sky and lost frogs hump the mud in search of a cool breeze. Purple is the color Natalie wore. Enchanted red fades to purple, the color Natalie wore. Sculpted illusion, the virgin innocent covers nakedness after making love. She sings of suns and moons on balconies as midnight's wing scrapes a cloud. There's that girl with the index pad, jotting notes, soft hands, blushing in the warm light of a darkening theater. Moments before the screen is electrified, and shadows once again dance. Hard benches in Washington Square. The thief of evening placed chestnuts near the stone arch in Washington Square. This took us from the music, forgetting to keep rhythm, while night collapsed stars and the sky became dark. I listened to stories, fire-breathed laughter, beautiful sari-wrapped parks in Agra, insolent Moscow reporters poisoning the West, while your beautiful green eyes transfixed, captivated like an acrobat dancing along tightrope miles above the city. My body as restless as the Arctic wind, hands open to grasp at clouds, fiery in their independence. No rain or hail, just a veil as silver light from a waxing stone scratches images into the sky. Like a ghost, all disappeared. The music, the laughter, the girl. It's called Sphinx Eyes. Amenhotep, a seer amongst gods and men. Wake Pharaoh from ageless sleep. Jade eyes painted on wood guide through darkness. What of your conquered, tied and terrified, their blood-cleansed secret chambers of pyramids? Bodies left as carrion for crocodiles, the horned beast Bess watches and protects. Arise, arise, sweet prince, ruler of nations, as Caesar asks his 3 questions to the lion-bodied Sphinx while taming Cleopatra. His answers stain the sands as vipers hiss beneath their eternal markings. And due to it being Charlie Parker's 95th birthday, we're going to end with a piece called It Must Be Summer, because Charlie Parker's on the radio. Tragedy falls as droplets of water, washing away blood and skin. I listen to the rhythm of trees tossed in the storm's tumult. The alphabet of afternoon, drinking gray light. The rain will cleanse, set us free. I toss my head and taste cool liquid. Yesterday's heat forgotten as a passing raven. I walk to the river and feel breezes upon my face. How many have lost to the current? I found an arrowhead years ago on this beach, a plinth carved as the delicate dawn, severe and precise as those that once battled. The rains have sweetened the air. A hawk circles above the battery, seeking his lost tribe. From a window, the music of Bird, Charlie Parker dances. I know that it must be summer, yeah.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
Welcome to the Rehab Center located at 2025 Brentwood Road in Brentwood, New York. At the center, we offer chiropractic services, acupuncture, and physical therapy. We take most major medical, no-fault, and workers' comp insurance. If you need these types of services, contact the offices at 631-234-4949. That's 631-234-4949.
What are you looking for? You don't even know that. Are you on the ball list? So you can't even answer. I'm asking you about it. You gotta be highly skilled. You understand that? Are you well versed there? Are you a very smart man? Hit me with some funny shit.
My shit's twisted.
Tell me something.
What do you have right there?
That's awesome.
Well,
that's a big.
That's nice.
You know damn well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's
Sir. Hey, are you interested in
Twisted
not?
talent.
I see you guys twisted.
That's twisted. That's talent. That's talent.
You see what I'm saying? You understand me? And if you can't whip out answers like that, that man is liable to go on a commercial break, punch your fucking mouth loose. You understand me? Time is up, sir. You understand me? You're on. You're the man. All right, give me your name now. I'm sorry.
My name is Willie.
Willie, where you working at?
We are twisted. We are awesome. Love it.
Can you repeat that question again?
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from Madhousetv, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhousetv. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
You're watching Madhousetv.com.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
are back with Legends TV. What an honor it is to have, all the way from Germany, Carsten Radke, who's going to serve as one of two co-hosts today. How are you today, Carsten?
I'm very fine. Very nice to be back with you.
Thank you. And John Winnell, poet, who mangled our folk singer's name, Derek Knott, coming up later.
I apologize, please. I rehearsed it, and
you were close out.
You were close. You had the initials. Anyway, live TV. It's okay, John. I'm just giving you a hard time.
It's all right. I do apologize to Derek.
That's right, Derek Knott. So later in the show, more live music. And speaking of music, we just saw the other night. I am so jaded. The last time you were in the show, we talked about seeing Sun Ra, Art Ensemble of Chicago, Cecil Taylor, Don Pullen, George Adams. You know, we've seen together some of the greatest performers ever in all genres. The other night we saw Larry Graham from Sly and the Family Stone. I swear to you, one of the 20 greatest shows I've ever seen live. How great was that?
It was very exciting. I mean, it had me just out of myself. You know, it just built. He started strong, then he slowed it down, and they took their breaks, and then he came on in the end, the last half hour, which was about a 2-hour, 15-minute show, just killed, slayed everybody.
And this man is 69 years old, and his wife is no kid either. She came on stage and sang and danced. It's so inspirational. You know, you have people sitting at the senior center playing cards and grabbing the $1.50 lunch. These guys are doing world-class shows. Right, John?
I mean, Larry Graham still got like the Sly Woodstock outfit, you know, that whole, the jumpsuit thing. And their color changes. There was a video from Brooklyn where they were all red. This night they were all in like purple and white. And of course he did
royal purple.
Royal purple, like Natalie Wood, like that poem I read, Natalie Wood.
Yeah. Do you think arts keep people young?
Yes.
Alive?
Yeah. I think basically they wheeled them to the piano.
Sun Ra they were wheeling at the end also.
I mean, you have to. I mean, it's what it's all about, I think.
I mean, I once saw this older man, Louis Thierry, an organ player at the Radio France in Paris. And he was not wheeled, but accompanied by this lady to the organ on stage, like a huge stage. And
he was a famous organist.
Yeah. And he would perform the L'œuvre intégrale de Olivier Messiaen, the complete works of Olivier Messiaen.
Oh my God.
And then I realized this guy was guided by the lady to the organ because he was blind, so he played all blind.
Wow.
I mean, he couldn't find the organ by himself, but
that must have been
once he found it, he was good.
That must have been some experience. I mean, I've heard some of that in New York, but not. She's good. She's a professor, Gail. I can't remember her name, but not as famous as Luce.
Thierry.
No, he's known for that. It's very.
Yeah.
I saw Lionel Hampton at the end when he was in his 80s. And he would do the most amazing, dynamic, exciting performances. Then he'd walk off the stage, and all of a sudden he was an old man. So it gives you energy.
Yeah.
Gives you energy.
So you have the honor to play with Karl Berger and Ingrid Serzo up in Woodstock, like famous jazz musicians, creative music studio from the 70s, where they had all these musicians, you name them, from all of them, all the big names nowadays. And I have the honor to play with these people. And Karl turned 80 this year. And you know, when we play, I don't feel any difference to playing with younger people. It's just the same thing, because you know, once you see this guy at the vibes or at the piano, you feel just the energy comes through the whole thing, and the atmosphere is just wonderful.
We saw Bobby Rush, 82 years old. Bobby Rush, R&B player, blues bass, but I would classify him more as R&B at this point.
Yeah.
And God, this guy's 82, and it's one of the most unbelievable shows you'll ever see.
Yeah,
he looks like he's 60, right? I mean,
yeah, he's dancing and moving his knees, and he's still having fun. I mean, it's still down and dirty. It's fun.
Well, believe it or not, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, all the originators, they're still out there. They're still performing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, since we're speaking of great live concerts, regardless of genre, since we like all kinds of music, we'll start with John. Name 3 or 4 of the greatest live performances you've ever seen.
I think seeing the MJQ, that was because I was more in awe, because I was raised on that.
I saw the MJQ with Betty Carter one night.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember because my father played all those records. He studied with Lenny Tristano in Jamaica, the blind pianist who, he was a piano player, but but to see the MJQ with all that buildup of hearing them, I called him on the phone. I was like, I'm seeing Dizzy, and I'm trying to, I've seen so many great people.
Any particular performances where you
Well,
just
I love
go,
Nick,
wow?
Well, I love Nick Cave. He's a contender. I don't know what genre he falls into, because it's like noir rock, I guess. He's so intelligent, and it's like blistering and terrifying, and it just encapsulates everything. You just grab the charisma and the brilliance. I mean,
Too bad you don't like him. Yeah.
A lot of great jazz. I mean, I never saw Mingus. I wish I did. I never saw Mingus or Monk. I mean, especially Monk. Monk is like one of my heroes. I would have, or Bird, of course, but
My mom saw Bird. My mom used to go down to Birdland all the time in the 50s.
The original Birdland.
The original Birdland.
Yeah. Wow.
My mom has very good ears.
She does, yeah. Your mom is very hip. She's very hip.
My mom's 82.
She's very
That's
hip.
right.
So listening keeps you young too.
Yeah, now music, they've done studies that music is actually therapeutic. They've done scientific studies. It affects your hormones, your moods.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It also requires the whole body, your whole mind, attention, concentration, everything. That's probably why.
I miss the days when I was in college and I would put on a set of headphones and just listen to every note of the Art Ensemble of Chicago and these avant-garde guys and Sun Ra, of course, and just listen. Now you're so busy, you're torn in 18 different directions. Exactly. The music many times is background music, and it's unfortunate.
Oh, I still try. I mean, I've been going through this Beefheart discovery. I mean,
Captain
I'm buying
Beefheart was
everything.
awesome.
I can't get enough. I even got some stuff. I actually met. It's a Beefheart story. Beefheart dropped out of performing. He just didn't want to deal with it for a while, and he was showing in major galleries all over the world. So I love to go to the gallery. So I went into this gallery on 70th Street, and I just went in showing his work. And here he is. I mean, he had dropped out of sight. There hadn't been like a Beefheart. And he comes walking down the spiral staircase, and I see him, and he sees me, and I'm like, well, this guy should have some privacy. I should respect his privacy. And I was shy, too. I mean, how do you meet your,
Sure.
So we kind of looked at each other, kind of nodded. He went back up the stairs, and I went into the show. And I just felt I was here. I was being respectful.
I walked up to Sun Ra one day, and I said, Sun Ra, I've seen you like 20 times. And he goes, time. There is no such thing as time. Yeah. He was totally in character. Yeah. I love that guy.
That's great.
I love that guy. When I tell people about some of the best nights of my life, musically, entertainment-wise, I always mention the same people: Sun Ra, James Brown, Al Green on the right night. Al Green is very eccentric. I've seen him probably a dozen times. I would say 8 or 9 were like, you just go, this is the best show on planet Earth. And the other 3, you go, I want my money back. Because he would just sometimes like stop songs mid-note, and the band's like, what's he doing? Like, then he'd go into another song. He's very eccentric. So you would catch him on great nights and awful nights. But Al Green on the right night, Kid Creole and the Coconuts, who are much bigger in Europe than they are here in the States. George Clinton, of course.
Great George.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Randy Weston, who actually, I guess, lived in Africa but comes back. I don't know if he lives in New York now. He was playing in Lincoln Center, free, with the greatest bass player I've ever. I don't know what this guy was doing on the bass. They were doing time, counter time over, maybe the African. I mean, it was like polyrhythmic stuff. I think the whole place, everybody's jaw dropped at once.
And I saw Fela live. Unbelievable. So, Carsten, as a musician, have you ever sat in the audience and just gone, "Oh my God"? Anything come to mind?
Yeah, when I go back to when I was really young, the first time I saw John McLaughlin with Thea,
I've seen
I was young, of course, playing the guitar, and it's very interesting to see all this. And Actually, I listened to the recordings before, and I bought the records when I was very, very young. And then I gave them away because I just didn't understand what was going on. I had to digest that first to rebuy them.
Right.
And then I saw these guys to play on stage, and it was like, yeah, this is playing. Improvisation, not the thing that I'm doing now. Like, this is free improv, what we did today. And I wanted to be in that genre too, but it's very interesting to see, you know, how free playing can be. I have a classical background. I play Bach, I play contemporary music, where you have to really, really work on every single pitch and articulation, all this stuff. You have all these little dots that you have to deal with. It's so much work, and I need to balance this with something else, some more personal, some more individual, probably something that comes just out of myself. And this is what I felt, oh, I want to go this way too. So I have many ways that I was inspired from. This was one of the concerts at the Grand Rex in Paris, I remember.
I heard a great story about Al Di Meola, a young
musician. To Munich, actually.
Oh, okay, okay.
Did he? Oh.
Young musician gets in a beaten up old car and drives countless hours to meet him. He invites him up on stage. Next thing you know, the guy's in the band. I forget the gentleman's name, but you know, it just shows that sometimes you have to take a chance, and how important networking is, and how important just putting yourself out there, and you know, facing possible rejection or whatnot.
Exactly, and also realize it's human beings. It's not like, you know, when I was young, I saw these people that were on stage that were so big and I was so far away. And then all of a sudden you meet them in person, and they're human beings. They have to eat. They have to, you know, do all the things a human being has to do.
When someone,
so they put their pants on one leg at a time.
Exactly. They have to go to the bathroom.
When someone is phenomenally talented, and then you add the fame to it, they're 10 feet tall on stage.
Yeah.
And then I find it interesting. I have friends who have sold out Madison Square Garden, athletes, and you realize, he's a nice guy, but he's cheap. He's a nice guy, but he drinks too much. He's a nice guy, but they're people. They're people. And, you know, but yeah, when you approach as a fan, sometimes...
sometimes it can be disappointing.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I met two different stories. Pete Townsend, I thought, was magnificent. I met him a couple of times.
And as a person.
As a person.
Right.
A real gentleman. I mean,
he didn't throw the guitar to your brain.
No, he didn't. I actually gave him a copy of my book, and he was such a gentleman. He was such a nice man. Ray Davies, I met him. He rolled his eyes. I was like, wow, I couldn't, and I love the Kinks, and I couldn't listen to the Kinks for like a month after that. I was like, God, this guy's terrible. Yeah. But maybe it was a bad day. I don't know. But the point being that they're human. You know, you forget that they're human.
James Brown hugged me and said, "We're all brothers."
We're all brothers.
That's a quote.
Hey, bro.
Quote. Yeah.
From James Brown, from the original brother.
Al Green.
So your original.
That's right. Al Green, who's one of my heroes, he started singing "Let's Stay Together" to me as he signed the album.
Well,
can you beat that?
No, you can't beat that. I mean, Al Green, my God. There's nobody, I don't think.
So sometimes your heroes, you know, as a fan, you know, they're wonderful, and other times, you know, they just blow you off like any other autograph collector.
But you're right. You just should be. You should just trust yourself to approach somebody and talk to somebody like that. It can happen, you know. And we were talking about that before. Sometimes the personality is so nice and so close to you, and then things can happen. And also now we were talking about it before. Sometimes when I'm supposed to play with somebody, when I have a chance, I have a beer or a cup of coffee before, and when that works, on stage it will be fine. Sometimes you meet famous people you're playing with, and you feel the energy is not right, and then the music won't be right either.
I guess
it just doesn't work.
Yeah, because I guess
the older I get, the more I feel it has to do with the chemistry between.
Yeah, the humanness.
The human, yeah. I like that.
Who is some guitarists that have influenced you? Any genre?
John McLaughlin, Montgomery.
Wes Montgomery.
Wes Montgomery. Derek Bailey too. I mean, so different. Also classical guitarist too, of course. But I'm actually not so much influenced by guitarists or music. When I'm trying to be creative, I'm more inspired by visual artists, visual arts. Because, you know, musically, I've been playing this instrument for such a long time, and you have your things, and you're always try to go back to your talents if they are there. Bozitz once said, talent keeps you from doing the right thing.
Huh.
Because you always want to go back to what you were able to do.
Oh, the great George Boswell?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I love his
It was
work.
not exactly what I just quoted, but something like that.
I love his work. God, what a brilliant
So
thing.
this is what happens. So I try to inspire myself much more with things that don't have to do with music. So the conceptions of what I see, sometimes I can hear them, or they inspire me to do something on my instrument. So I don't go back to the patterns that I have already in myself. Once I was asked in an interview, when you're a composer, how do you find the next note? I said, I have no idea. And you know what? I don't even want to know. I want to be inspired by the moment, and then I write it, and when doesn't sound right, I just take it off, I tweak. So the eraser is a very good tool to be creative.
In Germany, or in Europe in general, are the governments more supportive of the arts? Because we always have the same conversation.
Yeah.
We'll see somebody great,
Yeah.
they're playing in front of 7 people,
Yeah.
and they're starving, and it's
Yeah.
very frustrating. Any different there?
I think it's very different from here. Not that I know everything about the U.S. system, but we have a lot of funding. Of course we have. Everybody can complain, and there are a lot of problems too, because there are so many artists and so much, money is needed for many things. But when you think about orchestras, we have a lot of orchestras. We have music schools supported by the cities, supported by the state too.
Fantastic.
But many of them, of course, are still suffering, But I think it's a good thing, because people want to listen to music. They want to go to the museum. They want to have, access to arts. So why not putting the money in there?
How is music education in the schools over there?
I don't know so much about that, but it's always decreasing in schools. But we have the music schools where children go and learn their instrument. That's what I do too. I teach.
Oh, okay.
So
Because over here, inevitably, the music and art teachers are at a minimum, and they're always cutting, and it's a struggle, and it's a shame. I think kids desperately need this.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Well, the people struggle in Germany too, but compared to here, it's much better, I think.
Interesting, interesting. So what do you have coming up?
Well, actually, I go back to Germany on Monday. I've been here for 4 weeks, so many things about it. So the nice thing about it when I come over here is, I have a couple of things planned, and then I say I'm back in town. Oh, you're here. Let's go play here. Let's do this recording there, or everything. There's always something kind of. We met 2 weeks ago,
Right.
and then we had a cup of coffee in the afternoon. So now we meet again. So I'm sure there's a future collaboration of some sort.
There you go. And you could see your archive together from 2 weeks ago. For those who enjoyed today's performance, of course, MadhouseTV.com, LegendsTVNYC.com, where there's mountains of archives and preserved forever. And
we hail to Evan, the unsung hero.
Oh, thank
Your
you.
vision puts
Thank
all
you.
this together.
It's
I
true.
mean, he's a very humble person out there, folks.
I appreciate
all who
it.
don't know Evan.
Thank you. And to the Guest Who Knows show, it's their loss. We had that conversation
exactly.
also.
Well, they're foolish, to miss out on the opportunity.
But we're going to take a very brief time out, and later in the show we're going to have more live music with the great Derek Knott. I'm going to talk more arts as well. And please plug your book and plug anything upcoming.
Well, yeah, the book is on the table, Poems for Everyday People. I read a few pieces from that today. I always try to infuse the new with the book, and if you're interested, you can always contact me, John Winnell, JONWINELL, at Facebook or at Yahoo, and you're interested, we can work something out, and there aren't many left, so get them while you can. And, hopefully, I'm always trying to do more collaborations and get out more, to push the poetry.
Right.
And Carsten, any social media or upcoming events?
Well, not here, not out. As I said, I go back to Germany. But if you want to look and want to Google my name up, Carsten Radtke, that's CARSTENRADTKE. You'll find some stuff. There is also videos, but more on the improv side. This is not all I do. I also have classical stuff, but not on videos yet. It will come up soon.
And speaking of art, we're going to visit artist Kathleen Huggett after this. So, what's your take on combining different genres like you guys just did? I mean, do you do a lot of that, Carsten?
I did that, yeah, a long time ago. But Not so much anymore, because I think visually, when we're talking about famous people on stage, or when you're on stage, it's also like a visual thing you do. I don't think I'm getting distracted when too much is going on, you know.
Right.
So in this case, like the two of us only, for me, you're just like another instrument that I was playing with. That's fine. I can concentrate on that. But opera, for me, for example, is too much. I have too many influences. Like there is visual, there is the scene and all this. It's too much for me. So I think music on stage for me is enough. The stage presence is
I agree and disagree. I think easily you could have had a great artist like Kathleen's work behind you. You could have had a dancer come in at any given moment.
We did that two nights ago too. Right. But that's interesting when you have something like that. It influences me, like just like I said before, the visual arts can have an impact. But then I want to have a relationship between what I do and what happens on stage.
Sure.
I think visually, performing has to be more liquid.
Yeah.
Couldn't be stationary visually. You know, I think sometimes with the opera they've gotten too far. But I've seen, you know, like what they used to. I saw Terry Riley, and they did the Joshua Light Show. So they did inks and swirl. I mean, it actually worked. That liquid sense of flowing with the music, but sometimes it can be, you know, distracting. But I mean, I enjoyed, you know, it's interesting that you say that Teddy Wilson, you know, the great pianist, had, you know, basically used Billie Holiday as another instrument, even though she was singing words. So it's, I mean, I thought of it, you know, was, I just thought that it gelled very well. I find it very exciting to, you know, because when I write, I try to make it musical, whether it's conscious or unconscious. So it's great, you know, for me.
Likewise.
I like when George Clinton brings out Sir Nose devoid of funk and he starts dancing. That's a whole different thing. Anyway, folks, we will be right back after this very brief timeout with more of Legends TV. An eclectic mix as always. And let me just state one thing very quickly. First time we're announcing this, October 17 at Patty's Tavern in Flushing, we're going to have a celebration of 3 years of Legends TV and Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture Radio and Steve Ludwig's Beatles Hour here at the station. So we're going to have like a big party with musicians and John the Poet and acts of all different genres. You know, we throw it together. I had a party a couple of weeks ago. John will tell you, we went from Latin jazz to rap to blues with Tommy Marr, one of the co-owners of the station, to John's poetry. We did like 2 hours just
weaving. It was great fun.
How great was that?
That's Evans.
How great was that?
That was great.
So October 17, Patty's Tavern. Mark it on your calendar. You know, before you blink, it's only 6-7 weeks away. No cover. Don't miss it. You missed the birth of your mother and father. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back after this very brief timeout, folks.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have 2 practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhousetv.
You are the man.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhousetv.
You are the man.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhousetv.
You are the man. And now, welcome Derek Knott.
Thank you. Thank you. This one's called She Arrived Yesterday. The landscapes are moving, radio's playing, feet on the dash as I drive. Darkness surrounds us, it's warm here between us. A beautiful sunrise in the sky. Ghosts in the valley, cats in the alley. And she arrived yesterday. State of illusion, life of confusion. And she says she's gonna stay. Lights are so pretty, the
of the wind in our eyes. Moonrise Cathedral, childhood retrieval, outside the town as we ride. A flattering portrait hangs in the distance. If I could only get my way. She says she's lonely, I'm her victim, and she arrived yesterday. I've the rainbow, a hand on a pillow, a feeling our way in the dark, a heart full of stories, a porch full of glory, shiny parade, the 4th of July, ghosts in the valley, cats in the alley, and she arrived yesterday. State of illusion, life of confusion, and she says, she's gonna stay. Thank you, thank you. This one's called Perfect Still Day. Do 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 do. Climbing to the top to see what others see, diving underground, perfect still day, fell to the floor, jumping through a hoop, always causes pain, perfect still day. You want to be easily free, you hide away in a lonely place, sip your breakfast flash, make the train at last, meeting her at 9, perfect still day. Do 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 do. Others run from themselves, others cry empty sight. You want to be easily free, you hide away in a lonely place, corporate ladder and traffic stops the bus, girl that spreads a smile, perfect still day, counting stars at night, never lose the thrill, life is a sweet fight, a perfect still day, perfect still day. All right. No, thank you. It's a real pleasure to be here. Thanks a lot, Evan. now a folk singer. Excuse me while I get a drink. This one's called Under the Sun. I was falling through a hole in time. I was calling to a friend of mine. Come see all that we did. Like two flowers in a field of green, they're out, just me and him alone under the sun. Oh, I was blue and he was gray. We would laugh the days away. Maybe later, when I found a girl, I was taken to another world with her under the sun. Oh, she was earth and I was sky. We would kiss all with our eyes, sometimes in a picture show. She would tell me where to go. Now I'm older, with my head held high, like a sailor deep blue sky, alone under the sun. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a new one. It's called Closure. Clear night, I like stars, silver shadows, all in a jar, fine white linen, naked light, daybreak lover. 'Cause tonight, another night, dark sky, another day of dream. Hide your letter in my chest. Keep your roses with your dress.
Thank you.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
We are back with Legends TV, ladies and gentlemen, a celebration of the arts. And I just want to run a very brief promo for a film festival that's going on this weekend. Check it out, folks. We're going to talk about it briefly when we come back. Check out the film clip. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are joined by Marlo Roberson. Tell us about the film festival.
This is an awesome film festival. This is actually major. This is
30 countries.
Yes.
Wow.
It's real exciting. I mean, we did the first part of it last night. It was amazing. A lot of guys showed out. It was just an awesome thing, and it's just exciting just being here to even tell you about it. We actually have the second half of it today, which we're shooting films there now from now until 9 tonight. It's a lot of independent stuff. It's just amazing. It is fantastic.
A lot of female filmmakers and a lot of sci-fi oriented, from what I understand.
Yes, everything. It was funny because I was there yesterday and they was making a big deal about this guy named John Carpenter. Then I was like, oh.
Halloween, the original Halloween.
Yeah, so then I actually seen him, and I said, hey, you look familiar. Then I realized I was in one of his movies, The Blue Lizard, as an extra. So we reunited, and it was just good. A lot of good energy there.
So where is the theater?
The theater is located in Farmingdale. Theater 294, actually 294 Farmingdale Road, East Farmingdale, and great location.
And tell us about the theater itself. You have a little of everything. You have a magic show coming up. Tell us about that.
We usually run magic shows once a month with Amazing Louie. This guy is phenomenal.
He's been on the show many times.
Yes, it's funny because he told me about you guys, and I said, hey, Madhouse, I'm a part of that family. What are you kidding me? Yeah. So it's just a lot of positive energy, and what we're trying to do is bring back the arts and just hold on to it, because in Long Island it's kind of like dying away a little bit. So we're trying to reach back out, and it's all genres of talent. I mean, we have a lot going on over there. This place is great.
So film, music, magic. Give us an idea of some of the things you do at Theater 294.
We also do a lot of showcases. We also did some stage readings.
Wow.
We did a stage reading called A Slip Through Time. It was for Black History Month. A group of modern day teens who kind of, spoke in a way that they shouldn't be, wore their pants hanging off their bottom. So that was an issue that was going on. So we addressed the issue with the play. And they actually went back into the hands of time, where they met the likes of Frederick Douglass, Mansa Musa, Bessie Coleman, just people to teach them about the history.
Frederick
and why
Douglass
not.
probably would have said, "Pull your pants up."
Yes,
right?
he did.
Yeah,
he said more than that.
Oh,
You got to see the play. It was awesome.
There you go. And what are your goals for the theater? Because we're missing this in New York. We have a lot of clubs, and inevitably the rents shoot up and the clubs go under. But you have an actual arts center. Tell us what the goals are.
The goals are to get a lot of the local talent in there to be heard. It's a huge voice, and it's on dying ears. So I figured I can go over there. And the place has history. It was once the Great Home of the Arena's players for 30 years. So, I mean, you cannot deny that. That means that place was screaming theater for 30 years, and it wants to continue that. So that's where I picked it up at, and I want to bring that value back with the families and just have something going on that you don't just always have to run to the city. You could make a stop in Farmingdale and see some music, listen to a nice group of locals, as well as people from the city. They also come out. It's just a great location. I'm trying to keep that spirit of entertainment in there, catering to all genres of entertainment.
And let me just add that it's very reasonably priced.
Of course.
The magic show's $5, and a lot of your tickets are $5, $10, $15, $20, and compared to Manhattan, it's a steal.
Yes. The thing is, I realized that you gotta treat people in a way where some people can't afford the $20 show, so you gotta accommodate them, especially if it's a family show. You want to keep the family shows going on. Bring the family out, bring the kids out. Then after you take care of that, then we could work on adult shows. We have Jerry Cardone coming down September the 26th. He's an amazing singer. He's gonna be doing a tribute to Old Blue Eyes. So it's gonna be major. Trust me, this guy is awesome. And he also visits you guys often.
Yeah,
so it's funny because every time I meet someone and I'm talking and I mention Madhouse, it's like they've been here or they heard of it. So it's like,
how large is the theater?
The theater holds 86. It's real intimate.
Very intimate.
Nice. Very intimate.
That's great.
So, and we wanted to keep it that way for now. If things change in the future, then of course we can expand. But right now we got to work on what we have and create.
How about next summer when Carsten returns? We'll do jazz and poetry and.
I'm waiting for him to come back.
All right.
There you go. I just booked my first show at his theater. No, seriously, that would be great.
So how do you find your artists? Do they approach you, or do you?
It's funny because we did a couple of showcases, and we have a couple of commercials online, and you'd be surprised. I get phone calls from all over, all kind of artists, from juggling acts to burlesque shows, just you name it. And they call, and I got to figure out how am I going to put all this together. So I mean, it's tough, but I'm all in, and this is something that I wanted to do since I was a youngster, and I'm finally able to get there. Still tough, of course, but I'm going to push, and Theater 294 will be legendary.
How many shows a month are you running right now?
Right now we're running roughly, the minimum is definitely like 5 or 6 shows a month, the minimum.
Okay, that's ambitious.
Yes.
So you mentioned parents and kids, and I'll throw this out to the whole panel. How important is it to instill a love of the arts in children? I mean, I find that a lot of kids sit glued in front of video games, the computer, TV, and the parents do not take them out to live music, theater, museums. What's your take on this?
I mean, it's so great on a lot, and great and important on a lot of levels. It's a bonding moment that kids will remember. I mean, we all remember if our folks took us out. It's very powerful. Get to spend time and see, you know, be a family in a public place. Plus, you're starting young, so you know you learn to develop an appreciation early on, and it stays with you.
I walk into the theater sometimes. You know, I'm in my 50s, and I'm one of the youngest people in there. It's, you know, it's like, you know, you have to instill this in kids. You know, enjoy the theater and enjoy the arts. But what's your take, Carsten?
I think you just have to expose them to the things. Then they become interested. If it's not there, if you don't have books in the shelves, why would they take them out and read them? So you know, so there's only TV set running all day long. I mean, that's the only thing they have. So just read books. Just have them in the shelves. We'll pull them out and we'll find something interesting, or take them to a theater, or make them listen to some music, live music especially, because you were talking about that, the stage presence. That's very important. You see that when you're in the street, some street musician is playing, and children are around. They're fascinated because they see the guy moves. There's something to look at. It's not only that, you know, there's a boombox playing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's you know, it's very important to instill those kind of like traits and values at an early age, because like I said with the play we did, A Slip Through Time, some of the stuff, to be honest, I didn't know. I did research and found out some of this stuff. And it felt real, it was so real to actually sit in front of kids that I knew their parents from Westbury, and they came to see the play with the school system and actually give them something that was real educational that they didn't know.
A good friend of mine, John Williams, out of Vegas, is bringing Broadway shows into the school system.
Nice.
So I would suggest you make even stronger connections with the various schools and bring school groups in, and you know, group sales and things like that. And yeah, it's very important, because when I was 12, my dad took me to theater for the first time, and I've been hooked ever since. And it's magic. It's magic. And so is live music. My parents took me when I was a kid. I'll tell you a funny story. Took me to see Mel Torme, and I didn't quite get it. I was 12 years old. I didn't quite get it, but a few years later, I got it. This is Mel Torme. You know, it's like your ears develop like anything else.
Could be better than that. I remember my grandmother, she was singing in the church choir. So when they had the rehearsals, I would be there. The guy at the organ would play the organ with his hands, with his feet, this huge thing. And there was this board that would open for me. That was the biggest thing in the world, you know, and all the sound came out. That's an experience, you know, you just see that. And then I was hooked on music ever since.
Definitely, totally understand. I have 3 daughters. One of them about to be 3, one of them about to be 2, and one of them about to be 4 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been working. So I brought them to the theater, and I just happened to plug the mic in. And it just amazed me. To my surprise, my oldest daughter grabbed the mic and she started singing, "Let it go."
That's what they do.
Let it go.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Then my other one joined her, and I'm like, you know what? It's a great experience that you shouldn't deny your kids. I mean, it's so, it's just warm, and it was so exciting to see that. So now I'm like, now I gotta do stuff for even the younger kids.
It's a video. It's a video of a drummer. The kid's 1 year, 11 months old, and he's on the drum kit. You see this video? It's amazing, and he's not bad. I mean, you know,
a year and a
he's
half,
not Art Blakey, but he's not bad.
It's a year and a half. I mean, imagine the coordination.
Yeah, my daughter does that too. She's 4. She grabs the guitar as a Babo, you have to sit. Then she plays Der Kuckuck und der Esel. It's fun, and it's great to see that, you know.
Yeah, that's great. So walk us through it. How did you start all of this? You're a young guy.
Yeah, you know what? It was just it's something that's always been in me. It was like something that was in me that
I mean, what made you, you know, get the property and start all of this?
I went there to see a play.
Okay.
Evidently, I got there too late. The building was closed. So I looked through the windows and I said, wow, I wish I would have came here a couple of months earlier, but then I just said, you know what, let me just call the number that says for rent and see what's going on. I called the number, closed the deal with the landlord, and I just said, I don't have too much, you know, experience in theater, but I'm very creative, so let me just get the spot, and like they say, build it and they will come.
And I see videos online. The place is packed for some of your events.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm just blessed to be able to have the creative people around me, like even Jamal Blair, who definitely wanted to be here so bad, and he said, again, he will make sure next time he will make it up to you, even if he got to buy you a cup of coffee.
yeah, okay.
But this thing was just, it was major. With the whole Global Revolution Film Festival, it was something that we thought about. And we had second thoughts because we said, this place is not that big. It's, you know, it was just a lot of negativity, you know, and we said, you know what, let's just do it. Nothing beats a try. Let's just give it our all and see what we can do. And we did, and actually it turned out great. I mean, last night was surreal. It was amazing. And tonight, again, we have more films. And Sunday we're doing an award ceremony.
So you have a projection booth set up in the theater?
Yes, and to get back, to get back to what you said, it was just a fire in me. I used to do a lot of writing, and if I could go back into trying to write movies, and it just never got nowhere because I never had no avenues or I never knew no one. So as I got older and I was able to save money and chase my dream a little bit, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. I used to have another space that was called a stage. The place where stars are born. It was in West Babylon on Lamar Street. Being that I was young, I didn't really know about, you know, leases and stuff. I went on a month to month. Didn't know what it was. Just wanted to get into the space and do, you know, theater and stuff. So the landlord sold the building, and that was tough. When I seen my goals and dreams just get deflated, it hurt me a lot. So I said, next time I do this, I'm going to make sure I have a lease. I'm going to make sure I talk to the right people. And doors opened up. It was a blessing, and I sit in front of you guys now, and Theater 294 is up and running. It's a great location, and we do numerous things over there, from party rentals, birthdays, Sweet 16s, comedy shows. And it's just like a wealth of talent that we try to encave over there, and just let people know we exist.
There you go. There you go. So what's coming up in the near future besides the film festival?
The near future, we got a couple of showcases. We also have a play that's called One Woman Man that me and my partner Jamal Blair wrote. It's about a guy who was in love with his wife and decides to cheat on her for the first time.
Wow.
And once he does that, his life comes crashing. Then I can't tell you everything. You would have to come and see it to see the rest of it.
He's good.
So this whole Ashley Madison thing, you heard about this?
No.
This is a website for married people who want to cheat. It got hacked, and they put out everybody's name. You didn't hear about this?
I heard about
I know
that.
there's somebody Biederman or something like that.
So, no, they actually released all the names. So,
of all the people that were on.
I don't know about all the names, but I'm just saying a ton of names went public.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of important, famous people.
Yeah,
it could have been to me. I was thinking, I said, hey, if that happened, oh man, but if not, that would have been a great publicity stunt to get people to go to the site.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that I've never cheated and never used Ashley Madison. I've been married 5 years, but you know, then again, marriage is the death of hope. That's Woody Allen line. Woody Allen. Anyway, please plug Theater 294.
Yes, again, Theater 294 is located in Farmingdale, 294 Farmingdale Road, and we do talent shows over there, showcases, you name it, we claim it. And it's just a great location to be heard. And we work with everyone from the smallest artists to the biggest artists. And it's just a nice space, real intimate. And we really work with the people that come in there to give them a voice. And we open for business.
Are you open to poetry?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, we're actually working on a poetry slam for December. it's sort of going to be like a holiday slam on the kind of Christmas theme. It's going to be amazing.
John's specialty is he's performed with musicians of all different genres. Every genre, from rappers to R&B to jazz. It's amazing. I mean, anyway, a man after my own heart, a supporter of the arts, clearly passionate about it.
Absolutely.
Much respect. Thank you for what you do. We need 100 more guys like you.
And always on time, even when people think I'm not going to be
There you go. There you go. And that should about do it for Legends TV, folks. We went from poetry to jazz to folk to film. It's what we do. And we'll be back next week with more Legends TV. Thank you for tuning in. Evan Ginzburg signing off.